is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. That is the most spectacular one-punch set of Manny Pacquiao's career history. And he fights his way up and goes down at the end. Straight left hand for Manny. Does he go in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And there's the punching. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao, landing with both right and left hand. This is why we use the word sensation. Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. That is the most spectacular one-punch set of Manny Pacquiao's career history. And he fights his way up and goes down at the end. Straight left hand for Manny. Does he go in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And there's the punching. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao, landing with both right and left hand. This is why we use the word sensation. Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. That is the most spectacular one-punch set of Manny Pacquiao's career history. And he fights his way up and goes down at the end. Straight left hand for Manny. Does he go in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And there's the punching. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao, landing with both right and left hand. This is why we use the word sensation.
Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
Oh, wow. Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonga is open. 3-point.
Oh my goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Natalgero has tied.
Now it's Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
It's the last day of the month of May, and what a way to cap off the month with finally, after so many months of anticipation, we are back for the very first time this season at the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Gym in Bangued, Abra, as Abra will try to make their first home defense of the season. But first things first, we have two of the top scorers in their respective teams. Nem de la Cruz for the Marikina Shoemasters, and he will try to lock horns with JJ Caspe and the rest of the Imus Brotherhood. At yun ang ating unang laban, Marikina kontra Imus, followed by this big-time showdown between Batangas City and Nueva Ecija. And to cap things off, the Abra Solid North Weavers will try to defend their home court against the Quezon Huskers. Naimbang na malim, mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan alongside Coach Mike Perez, and at courtside, we have Miss Sydney Crespo. And Coach, first things first, it's not your first time here. And can you give us an expectation of anong maaasahan natin, no? Given that Abra making their first home defense of the season?
I'm sure the fans of Abra are very excited. Alam mo, Ken, pang-apat na punta ko na yata dito, starting from the very first time last season, and the feeling is still the same. I mean, this is going to be a very energized gym, considering na napaka-basketball crazy nation itong mga taga-Abra.
And kahapon pa lang daw, sold out na daw yung tickets para sa larong ito. But eto, balikan natin, of course, Coach Mike, yung mga games. But of course, you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, and also later will be on Solar Sports, yung ating last two games na matutunan natin ngayon. And yun nga, nung Thursday, Coach Mike, we were at the Pasay Astrodome, and we had some big games. And nakita natin, we saw Pasay try to make their home defense here, but they lost to Pampanga as they vent their ire after a back-to-back losing skid para dito sa defending champion. Zamboanga winning over Davao Occidental Tigers and Caloocan, at making good care of itong Quezon City Galleries Taipan in that first game. And ngayon, Coach Mike, makikita natin in the team standings, very important because we're featuring the top two teams in the North. Pero simulan muna natin yung South Division natin because Zamboanga, as a result of that win, they're still at number 1, but Quezon just 2 games behind. We have Imus and Batangas City playing later on.
Well, today's games could actually have an impact in terms of standings pagdating sa top 2 para sa North, at dito naman sa 2 and 3 para dito sa South, considering whatever the result of Quezon game later on against Abra. It would really depend on whether they stick with number 2 or they will fall back to number 3 and have Muntinlupa go to number 2. Samantalang ito namang Imus, napaka-importante na kailangan makabalik ulit nila sa panalo, kasi after nung manalo sila sa Manila, talo na naman sila with Caloocan, and so you wanna start a win streak again here para sa Imus team.
Imus actually just 1.5 games back sa Batangas City. Ngayon sa North, we could very well magkapalitan itong Nueva Ecija and Abra in the team standings depending on the results of the games today. Of course, Nueva Ecija playing versus Batangas City, and Abra kalaban ng South Division champions, ang Quezon Huskers. But first, yung first game natin, Coach Mike, Marikina versus Imus, very important din. Simulan natin itong Marikina Shoemasters. They're still at the cellar in the North Division, and they took on the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in Lucena. And ang hirap kasi, Coach Mike, talented na nga yung kalaban nila. They had a slow start here and they really never recovered from there.
Yeah, I got to talk to Nem de la Cruz earlier, and he said, Coach, ang ganda ng opensa ng Nueva Ecija, pero kakaiba yung depensa. Doon kami nahirapan talaga, palagi may drop coverage. And so they lost by 36 points and didn't even taste the lead. Matter of fact, 12, 9, and 11 ang puntos nila sa first 3 quarters. Napakababa niyan para dito sa Marikina. And you talk about how they scored. 29% shooting, and you only have 2 out of 25 from 3. I don't think there's a good chance you will win that game. And so you got to do a little bit better today if you're Marikina, expecting to perform better against Imus.
And Marikina will take on an Imus Brotherhood squad who have seemingly exceeded expectations somewhat in the South Division, but they were facing off against Caloocan. Coach Mike, we covered this game. Medyo grind it out game itong laban na ito, laban sa Caloocan, but they were pretty much in the thick of things in the fourth quarter, pero lumayo yung Caloocan and escape with a win here.
Yeah, nip and tuck through the second quarter, tied at the half 30 all. Third was very low scoring para dito sa Imus. And when you talk about the numbers, 30% shooting, just 2 3-pointers made, only 10% shooting from there. And the rebounds, they got out-rebounded. They were minus 16 in that department. Pero mas concerning yung points in the paint. You look at that, they're minus 8, pero yung conversion nila, 9 of 28 attempts inside the paint, which is dapat high percentage shooting from there. Pero napakababa nyo considering only 32% makes.
Masusubukan yan as Marikina and Imus lock horns in our first game. Let's go! Look at Cherd Tampos as he introduces our starters.
Naimbag nga malem Abreños. Agyaman kami ito nakikita tayo manin. We're thrilled to have you here at Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gym. The first game of our triple header is Marikina versus Imus in Season 7 of Manny Pacquiao's MPBL. And to begin, here's the starting five for Marikina Shoemasters. Forward number 22, R.R. Casajeros. Point guard number 77, Jetro Escoto. Playing center number 4, Carl Peñano. Forward number 25, Raf Go. And at two guard number 31, Nem de la Cruz. The Shoemasters is led by Angelo Nebres. Assistant coaches, Joseph Ochada, John Paul Basila, and Fernando Bunyag. Team managers, AJC and Monroe Quesson. The team owner is Marikina City Honorable Councilor Elvis Tolentino. The starters for Imus, Grumpy Joe Brotherhood. At guard number 5, Jed Ong. Also at guard number 11, Kerr Bangiles. Power forward number 17, Kint Aryar. Playing center number 14, Ray Acuno. Small forward number 12, JJ Caspe. The head coach is Brit Roma. His assistants are Jade Padrigao, Mike Orquillas, and Ricky Alcantara. Team consultant RJ Rizara, assistant team manager TJ Marquez, team owner Ruby Navarro.
Starting five brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with OneXBet. Live from Banguet Abra, the starters for Marikina, Jetro Escono, Nem de la Cruz, Carl Peñano, R. Caseros, and Raf Go. For Imus, Jed Ong, Kerr Bangiles, Ray Acuno, JJ Caspe, and Kint Aryar. So somewhat tong Imus going a bit small with JJ Caspe playing the forward spot, while for Marikina, same old Jetro Escoto making a start, Casajeros, and also Nem de la Cruz. And we're pretty much expecting here, Coach Mike, na medyo mabilisan this time around, no? Yung magiging laro natin between these two squads.
Oh yeah, definitely. And both these teams would really love to make runs early in their matches.
By the way, our referees for this ball game are Lon Crebillo, Lester Arcega, EJ Sarase, and our fourth man is Karina Martin. Kint Aryar, former Letran Knight, can't hit the jumper. Jetro Escoto. That's Jed Ong, De La Cruz. Yung maganda, no? Nagbabantayan agad,
Oh,
De La
yeah.
Cruz at si Caspe.
Maganda, interesting yung matchup na yan between sa dalawa. Two of the, I guess, very athletic players para dito sa dalawang teams na ito. And those guys can contribute. Just what we've seen them quickly drawing inside the paint and finishing through contact.
Immediately, Nem De La Cruz sliding in, gets 2 points.
Oh, nagkamali si si JJ. Alam niya na yung closeout niya. Napabayaan ko yung quick na reaction para dito kay Nem De La Cruz. Kaya one dribble inside the paint finish para kay Nem.
3-0 start for Marikina. JJ Caspe will play off the ball. Yung pwede nating makita, no? Yung added wrinkle sa laro ni JJ, because he can really be dominant when he has the basketball, but how can he play off a point guard this time, as we see? Ito si Kerr Bangiles with 2 points para dito sa Imus.
Yeah, that's the thing about dito kay JJ. But I would love for him to play more off ball kasi alam mo yung ano yung rebounding, yung cutting ability, getting the offensive rebound possibilities para dito kay JJ Caspe. I mean, if you put him at the point, he will just be very busy to find teammates open and facilitating, but I feel he's really so much better used off ball para sa kanila.
By the way, Imus is playing without Mark Doligon today. So, roughly 13 points per contest yung mawawala sa kanila dyan.
Maaring yun ang dahilan kung bakit sabi mo kanina parang small ball
Yes.
ang naging starting five nito ang Imus. Well, that's one guy who for the most part have really started para sa Imus. Ito si Mark Doligon.
Usually, siya yung nagsastart sa 3 spot nila sa small forward.
That's right.
Kung titignan mo din kasi yung lineup nitong Imus, Coach Mike, you've got obviously JJ Caspe, the head of the snake, Mark Doligon, but they've got key pieces like this guy, Kit Arriar, who's really versatile at that forward spot para dito sa Imus.
At kung pag-uusapan mo yung mga pangalan na nabanggit mo, Ken, Mark Doligon, Kent Arriar, JJ Caspe, those I feel are the big three para dito sa Imus. If those guys perform together, and the other bigs like Acunio start performing as well and doing their thing inside the paint, they have something actually para dito sa Imus Brotherhood.
Samahan mo pa dyan, pag pumutok din si JP Belencion off the bench.
Right.
Our Casajeros can't knock down a free rebound by Kit Arriar.
Yeah. Kaya pag tinignan mo, Ken, kumbaga, kung scoring ba ang pag-uusapan, dapat walang problema para dito sa Imus. They have enough creators and finishers, lalo na open floor. Considering ito si Kent Arriar, maganda rin ang mga perimeter jumpers nito pag nag-short roll yan.
JJ Caspe unable to get that shot in. Marikina with a rebound. 3-0 ang ating score. Almost 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Escoto, kick out pass. Peñano, great cut inside for the Dukes.
I have always loved how Carl Peñano plays. I mean, this guy does not command so much of the ball, pero tinatrabaho niya talaga yung mga touches niya, either through rebounds or making those really beautiful cuts. Kaya very decent yung scoring nito si Carl.
I'm not saying, Coach Mike, as we see that long two-pointer by JJ Caspe, I'm not saying that in terms of talent pareho sila, but I think the way somehow they play, si Carl Peñano, medyo carbon copy din ni Christian Manaytay. Because, he could pass, he's a lefty, he could drive, and he could score underneath. Like that one,
Yeah.
4 straight points.
Siguro medyo undersized lang
Undersized lang, tama.
Itong si Carl, but pretty much very much in the same mold of how they play. Siyempre nagkakaiba na lang siguro yan, katulad nga na mention natin yung kanilang height, but almost everything else I do agree with you. There are a lot of similarities between these two really good lefties.
Yung talent kasi ng Christian Manaytay, ibang klase din.
Iba naman talaga yun, which mamaya makikita natin yan in their game against Batangas.
That's gonna be a good one. Kay Sia in Batangas City. We got a good set of games today. And that's the way you want to visit Abra for the very first time this season. And I'm sure yung mga kababayan natin, mga Ilocano dito, pretty excited. I'm kind of expecting that at the start of the second game, medyo puno na tayo dito sa ating gymnasium.
Oo. At kanina nga, we were talking to some of the the admins here at Abra and some of the coaches, and they were saying that people were already pumipila na sa labas kanina sa office nila, 6 a.m. pa lang para makakuha ng tickets. And right now, when you look at the seats, lahat clearly numbered and identified, and so yung mga tickets nila would be, reserving those seats already for them.
4 points already for Carl Peñano and JJ Caspe. As we have a tied game at 7 apiece, 5 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the first quarter. Foul called on Imus. Also important to note, no Coach Britt Roma and Coach Ricky Alcantara today for Imus. So they did not travel here to Abra. Meron silang mga prior commitments. I'm sure they're watching. Shout out Coach Britt, Coach Ricky. As Arca Sajeros, pretty much automatic with that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Tingin ko hindi naman pumunta na ng NBA si Coach Britt. Mukhang wala yung Golden State.
Sana all.
Oo nga.
Pero saglit lang yata siya dun eh.
Oo, parang saglit nga rin lang.
He had an opportunity to go to San Francisco and watch that game for Golden State. Playoff game yun, di ba?
Oo.
9-7 is the score. Marikina with a 2-point lead just past the halfway point of quarter number 1. CJ Alatica is coming in.
Yeah. Yan talaga si CJ. Alam mo naman, even before in the previous leagues that we've covered, nakikita mo may laro itong si CJ Alatica. But for some reason, hindi pa lumalabas dito sa There were some games where you see really good performance from CJ, but the hope is, lalo na tayo, we've covered him, magkaroon pa siya ng malaki pang exposure para dito sa kanilang team. But he has to earn that in practice with Coach Britt and the coaching staff.
Today, wala nga si Mark Doligon, so he'll have a chance to perform. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Kasi ito, Coach Mike, high energy guy ito eh, si CJ.
Magandang pang compliment kila Mark Doligon and JJ Caspe.
Casajeros off the dribble. Won't go. Rebound by Jed Ong. Magkasama yung dalawang Ong sa loob. Jerome and Jed.
Their usual play here on that Iverson cut, leaving that right side of the floor, which I feel that's a really good setup para kay CJ Alatica. He knows when to take shots from the perimeter, lalo na kung nakasag yung defense. At kaya rin niyang pumunta sa attacking direction drive, di ba? Pag close out yung depensa sa kanya.
Actually, maganda naman yung tira niya kanina. Bilang nang pumasok. Because he was making that read, yung split second after that pick. After came off that off-ball pick. Meanwhile, Casajeros, that one won't roll through. Rebound controlled by Imus.
Ito si si Casajeros, one of the holdovers from the previous teams nitong Marikina. And parang dalawa na lang yata silang natira from last season. If I recall correctly, alam ko siya at saka si Jetro na lang yata eh. I could be wrong, but sila yung dalawang nare-recall ko that stayed for Marikina. And
Probably right, Coach.
Probably, di ba? I had a quick chat with him earlier, and he says, hindi man tayo ganun kagalingan, Coach, pero yung leadership, yun na lang yung maipoprovide talaga natin dito, lalo na sa karamihan dito yung mga batang mga players din.
Si RR ba to?
Yeah, si RR.
Si RR, no?
Si RR.
And si RR kasi, I think season 4 pa lang nandyan na siya with Coach Elvis.
And so he got to taste, as you see this finish right here inside para
Errol Soriano.
kay Errol Soriano. That's right. So siya yung nakakita nung some of the really good years of Marikina.
Yeah. Don't forget, Marikina made the playoffs in season 4 and actually number 8 lang kasi sila eh. They lost to Nueva Ecija in the first round. As you see, Nem de la Cruz able to score again for the Shoemasters.
And imagine mo naman, si Nem de la Cruz, nakapag-tandem niya with all those other players of formerly of Marikina like Marvin Junicio, Kyle Tolentino, di ba?
Exactly. Marvin Junicio piloted them to also a playoff push in season 5. Jet Ong scores for Imus. Back-to-back playoffs din sila, Coach Mike under Coach Elvis. Season 4, pumasok sila, kalaban nga na lang nila yung Nueva Ecija in the quarters. Season 5, Pampanga naman. So, those two teams that they faced off in seasons 4 and 5 respectively went on to become champions during that particular season. This is Reggie Boy Basibas. Soriano, handoff, papunta kay CJ Alatica.
Medyo mataas yung handoff, masikip, hindi maka-finish si CJ.
Basibas able to bail them out with jump shots.
Reggie Boy talaga has always been consistent. The very limited minutes that he's seeing on the floor, Pero alam mo, gagawa na maganda. Katulad nitong pagkakadrive na to ni Patrick naman, Di Mayuga.
Former Benid Blazer, Patrick Di Mayuga. 3-point play opportunity for the lefty. And you were talking about Reggie Boy Basibas. He's a prototypical player from UST na yung mahaba, yung ang daming pwedeng kayang gawin.
Totoo.
Siyempre, you know, people that come to mind, sila Kevin Ferrer, CJ Cancino, Louis Vigil.
Yes.
Yung mga favorite ni Coach Pido dati, yung mga mahaba, pero kaya tumira sa labas, kaya mag-dribble, kaya mag-rate. That's Reggie Boy Basibas for a time. Offensive foul though against Imus.
Yeah, pretty much a push right there on Di Mayuga as he was pretty much trying to prevent a pass para dito kay Ong.
We have a timeout by the Marikina Shoe Masters. We're tied 14 apiece. We'll be back after this short break. You have a special deal from 1xBet. Scan a QR code and claim your special offer. 71 seconds remaining here in the first period. Tabla po ang ating labanan ng Marikina at Imus. First game of our Saturday triple header to cap off the month, to cap off the week. We're here at the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gymnasium in Banguet, Abra. As Roque can't hit the layup. Ball will go back to Imus.
Well, that was a good setup for out of a timeout para dito sa Marikina. Unfortunately, Josh could not convert on that gimme inside the paint.
Soriano tightly guarded by Carlo Velasco, forcing a turnover. Napakabilis ni Nobleza. He is gone and away for the layup.
Yeah, and Imus did not like definitely, you know, the pace at which that steal got taken away from them.
We have a timeout, 16-14 Marikina. .3 seconds left here in the first quarter. Marikina with a 2-point lead. Imus with a quick timeout as they try to rectify yung mga nagiging problema nila dito in the opening frame. But they only have 8 seconds on their shot clock. Basibas hand off to JJ Caspe. 2 seconds remaining. In trouble, double team. And mapuputokan na sila ng 24 dito.
Yeah, good trap by Marikina in that instance. Napapaisip ka tuloy, you know, that's a trap area in your JJ Caspe. You're supposed to keep that ball alive.
It's gonna be part of his growth, Coach Mike, no?
Yeah.
How he will handle yung pag biniblitz yung ball screen, double team siya. Velasco from the baseline. Poor foul given up by Jerome Ong.
That foul was not so good considering na 1.2 seconds na lang yun na titira. They were playing really good defense until that point where you committed that foul.
Velasco though can't hit the first free throw. Marikina missed the playoffs last season. And one of the bottom teams in the North, but still a long way to go as time expires here in quarter number 1. Pretty much back and forth between these two squads. Marikina though has found some second wind towards the tail end of quarter number 1. And we saw a bit of playing the passing lanes para dito sa Shoemasters, able to disrupt whatever Imus was trying to do. As at the end of quarter number 1, Marikina with a 3-point lead over Imus.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Hindi nga naging madali ang huling laro ng Marikina Shoemasters. That's why Coach Angelo Nebres instructed the guys na hindi na lang basta depensa ang focus nila in this game. Hindi tulad nung nangyari versus Powerhouse Nueva Ecija. Kung hindi, he needs more conscious and relentless effort to score this game. Sinubukan niyang bigyan ng kumpiyansa ang lahat by telling them lahat pwedeng sumubok, maghanap ng ways to find their points, okay lang. He just doesn't want them to be stagnant in offense. Alam daw nila kung paano tumaas ang intensity ng Imus gradually in the game, kaya importante na maging vocal and eager leaders sina Nem de la Cruz and Jetro Escoto on the floor. Ken, Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat. That was Sydney Crespo, our third member for panel. And you know, from that report I got from her, Coach Mike, you know, it's growing pains for Marikina. They have a new coach, a young one at that, and Coach Angelo Nebres. And he's now recognizing, especially now here in the professional level, na you can't really focus on one side of the floor. I mean, you could really be a good defensive team, but if you can't execute on offense, lalo pag mabibigat yung mga kalaban, mahihirapan ka talaga dito.
Oo, importante dyan is, one, you get your volume attempts, no? And that means having to move the ball around a lot quicker than they usually do. Lalo na very evident yun in that game against Nueva Ecija. They had a tough time getting inside the paint, primarily because, tulad nga ng sabi ni Nem, andun na yung drop coverage kagad eh. So, hindi ka basta makakapasok sa loob ng paint. Mabigat rin makasabayan itong sila Will Macaloni doon sa loob.
Especially, they don't have Junel Bauzon and Mike Machon. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. I think they did not have Mike Machon also in that game. Tapos wala pa nga si Junel Bauzon in their, I think, last 5 or 6 games. So that leaves a really gaping hole in the middle as we see Carl Peñano score inside for Marikina.
Yeah. And I'm sure, kailangan na rin natanggapin na you play with what you have and you have to make do with what you have. And so these guys, important thing is kailangan patuloy ang kanilang pag-compete regardless kung sino yung kanilang kalaban. Maaring mahirap, katulad sa Nueva Ecija, pero the important thing is pumapalag ka pa rin kahit pa.
Reggie Boy Basibas in traffic. Battle for the rebound. Ball will stay with Imus. I like that Imus is competing on the glass, +6 in that department so far. But they've been missing their shots, only 6 out of 13. Well, then Sean saved it. He was in trouble at the baseline, but he committed a dribbling violation.
Well, another turnover here para dito sa Imus. This one because of good trapping defense again para dito sa Marikina. At na-mention mo kanina, Ken, yung points in the paint scoring para dito sa Imus. Well, that's something they have to be, I guess, be better on. Yung last game nila, they only shot 32% from that area. To think na yun ang pinakamataas na pagkakataon makascore ka kasi nasa loob ka na ng paint. So you have to be better at making shots from that spot.
Pati Mayuga at the line for Marikina. Na natuklasan mo, coach, kampi pala ito nila JC Colliar sa Justin Gutang when he was with Benil.
Oo, nag-abot pala sila doon, no? Sila Makoy Marcos also nakasama rin niya. Kaya I was saying to myself, no wonder merong similarities din sa paglalaro ni Makoy Marcos. Itong si Patrick Di Mayuga, you know, very mid-sized guards that are very stocky and malakas ang katawan. Oh, another turnover.
Mga hard-nosed guards yan eh, binanggit mong dalawa. And Makoy Marcos actually has really grown leaps and bounces playing for Coach Louis Gonzalez for Ilagan.
Yeah. But knowing Coach Louis, I'm sure he's expecting a lot. As we see a 3 right there by JP Belencion. He expects a lot from Makoy Marcos. Lalo na, you know, in that game against Quezon, I feel sa mga big games, dun nila kailangan yung everybody to contribute, including itong si Makoy Marcos. Because in that game, they didn't have Art De La Cruz. And so, malaking bagay na nawala yan para sa rotation ni Coach Louie. And so other guys really need to step up, including Makoy and Allen Mead.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Long 3-pointer. Nailed by JP Belencion. Di na bago yan para sa kanya.
Oh, lalo na doon sa side ng floor na yun. Oh, ganda ng fake.
Oo. Great setup job by Caspe to Reggie Boy Basibas.
One of the more efficient players in my opinion for Imus, itong si Reggie Boy Basibas. Not just in the numbers that he's showing, but on how he plays. Wala masyadong ingay maglaro. You know, even the movements are very simple.
Peñano got stripped down low. Imus chance to run here. Rusey Coba steps into a 3. No good by Rusey. Another offensive rebound by Imus. JJ Caspe, you talk about how he's not only providing impact in terms of scoring, pero yung rebounding din niya mabigat din para sa Imus, Coach Mike.
Yeah, he's one of the leaders in those two departments, scoring as well as rebounding para dito kay JJ Caspe. And yan yung benefit na kukuha mo when he plays off ball. He's more concentrated on, you know, trying to look for areas on the floor where he can help, lalo na on the offensive rebounding. JP again from the corner, this time he misses.
Running start for Pat Di Mayuga. Bounce pass. Oh, great look, but his teammate Silas Savale can't finish. Belencion on the other side, can't roll it in. We have a jump ball situation on that last out-of-bounds play.
Ibang klase rin talaga galawan nito ni JP Belencion, no?
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Everything in that situation was perfectly done. From that two-man action, kumbaga binitbit ni JJ Caspe, papunta sa gitna. Yung bantay, once he got 2 on the ball, he figured out in that roll pa with Reggie Boy Basibas. And Basibas on that point of attack, saw a defender right in front, little fake, and before he made that basket.
20 apiece here in quarter number 2. Under 6 minutes remaining here. Marikina and Imus in our first game. Di Mayuga drives left. Regains control of the basketball. Able to convert on the reverse layup.
Dami talaga similarities ng galawan nito with Makoy Marcos. Ano? Bit-bit ng bola, yung pasok sa loob, yung finishes, 2-feet gaming.
2-point lead for the Shoemasters.
You gotta take that shot.
Kick ball. Shot clock will be reset to 14.
I'd love for Rusey Koga to take that shot. After a little flare screen from the top, defense was not, I'd like to think, delayed on that coverage. Will catch and shoot.
Tim Aryar, top of the key. Binigay muna ay Rusey Koga. The switch by Di Mayuga. Caspe.
Wow.
Turning the corner, faking off that pass and gets it off the glass and in.
So pangalawang pagkakataon na to na pinakita ni JJ Caspe, you know, the proper way of executing little two-man action. Right there, he got that pass on the wing, little two-man with Reggie Boy.
We have the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Tsaka ganda ng pagkakaano niya eh. Atake doon sa gitna, no?
23-22. Imus retakes the lead. Oh, that's a straight drive to the cup but can't finish. Itong si Jetro Escoto. Sean gives it up to Reggie Boy Basibas, facing up against Carl Peñano. Now he backs him down. Caspe lobs it up to Basibas. Time on their shot clock. Ariar, short stab, good.
Everything clicking so far for Imus, at least in the last 3 possessions that we've seen. And then involving a couple of players that have really been performing well for them. JJ Kaspik and Ariar, as well as Reggie Boy Basibas.
This is something that he really loves doing. No? Those 10, 12, 15 footers, pretty much range niya yan eh. Ito si Kent Ariar.
Matik na yan pagka kay Kent. And it's important that he knocks down those shots. Especially pagkakataon na meron siyang open space on the floor.
JP Pelenchon coming up empty on that shot. We have a timeout requested here with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left. Imus with a 3-point lead. JJ Caspe's numbers in their last game against Caloocan, 18 points, 11 of those coming in the last 2 quarters. Also, to go along with that, 8 rebounds. Today, he has 7 points, 2 assists, and shooting 42.9% from the field. Now he comes up with his steal off that timeout. Belenchon drives, goes right at his defender, but can't finish. Basibas, that third serving finally drops for Reggie Boy. De La Cruz on the other end and lays it up and in.
And you just love that, you know, the intensity has picked up here after that a timeout.
De La Cruz one-on-one against Basibas. Can't hit the free. Basibas leaks out. And the layup is good. That's something that Tem De La Cruz needs to develop, no? Because he took that shot but took his eye off Reggie Boy Basibas. Meanwhile, Jetro Escoto nails a free on the other end for Marikina.
And Jetro Escoto joining in on the efforts para dito sa Marikina and making those threes, as well as JJ Caspe. Boy, the shooting has improved between these two teams, at least after that timeout.
Now both of them suddenly firing on all cylinders. Imus with a 5-point lead. Escoto. Di Mayuga, quick free. And a foul called on the Brotherhood on that rebounding joust. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
Yeah, nakatingin na kagad sa kabila on that leaking out Reggie Basibas on the open floor.
And yung coach, as soon as Nem De La Cruz took that shot, nag-rim run na siya agad. Si Nem De La Cruz failed to get back on defense.
Agree. So, yung effort mo hindi pwedeng sa opensa lang. Mas importante sa depensa because kailangan mapigilan mo rin score yung kalaban eh.
De La Cruz one-on-one on JP Pelenchon. Kissing it off the glass and in.
Situations like those are exactly the reason why Marikina is 28th when it comes to assist. A lot of one-on-one situations. Lalo na yung mga madalas na nakakakuha ng possession. Ang tagal ng bola sa kamay. And they really are trying to figure out scoring by themselves. There you go.
Patrick Di Mayuga. That was a good setup by Jetro Escoto. Minsan yung mga simpleng pasa, yun yung mas okay gawin eh. For you to really kickstart your offense.
Ay, kanina nga, nakausap ko si Jetro. I was asking him, sabi ko, nung naglalaro ka, kasama mo si Eric Pili, ang ganda ng laro mo bilang guardia. Tingin mo ano yung naging difference? Sabi niya, iba kasi pagkasama mo si Eric on the floor. Yung leak out, lalo na. So, kumpiyansa ka na papasok yung assist mo.
That shot is in. Kit Aryar off that pass again by JJ Caspe. Kit Aryar quietly has 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. How about that? Yung sinasabi nating potential ni Kit Aryar because he has the size, he has the length, he can hit those mid-range jumpers. He could produce the numbers. It's just a matter of consistency for him, Coach Mike.
Oo. And lalo na kung pumapasok yung mga perimeter shots niya. Right now, he's not shooting that well. He's only shooting 1 out of 6. But if you're Imus, happy ka na rin in a way because he's still, attempting and getting those volume shots.
Nem de la Cruz will now be at the line after getting fouled. Errol Soriano returns for the Imus Brotherhood.
At napakahalaga nun sa mga players na katulad ni Kent Aryar because there is a huge difference of not making shots and not taking shots. Lalo na kung very capable scorer ka naman. You have to take shots, especially in areas where you feel very confident that you can make them.
De la Cruz sinks both free throws. Now has 11 points. First guy in double figures for Marikina. JJ Caspe overcooks that 3. Ball tap loose. Ball will stay with Imus.
Medyo minadali yung tira na yun ni JJ Caspe. A good setup though by Ryusei Koga.
36-33. The ball reversal to Caspe. De la Cruz switching onto him. De la Cruz almost coming away with the steal. He dives for it. It will stay with Imus but only 0.2 on their shot clock.
Ganda na naging effort ni Nem de la Cruz. Sa pagkakataon na yun, kanina sabi natin kailangan balikan niya yung mintis niya pero ito pinakita niya na 50-50 ball. I'm gonna fight for it.
Something that Coach Angelo certainly loves. Oh! It counts. Alley-oop play. De la Cruz. No good on that 3-point attempt. 37 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Casajeros can't get it off that wrong foot layup. Foul called on the Brotherhood.
Ibang klase naging inbounds na yung kanina from the side para dito sa Imus. Just a tough finish on a tough catch with clock pretty much not on their side.
5 lamang ng Imus. 34 seconds remaining. Baseline inbound. Udal. Back to Jetro Escoto for the quick three. It's good. Former UST Tiger Cub. Jetro Escoto. Alam siya kung kanina, hindi pala talaga niya kaano-ano daw si Russell. Sa si Richard. Yung mga naglaro sa FEU. Tagal ko na gusto yung tanong sa kanya yan eh. Sabi niya agad sa akin, dito nyo naman sa height, kuya. Ang layo.
Oo nga naman. Pero malay mo naman, may ganun rin naman, di ba?
Ayun nga eh. Second remaining from half court! We were talking about him, Coach Mike. My goodness, Jetro Escoto.
Well, there's something about that spot right in front of us at half court. Boy, what a shot made by Escoto.
Hindi ko man kasing tangkad si Richard at si Russell, pero meron ako nito.
Oo, ang bigat ng pagkakabitaw niya na yun. Almost, fading going left and still enough to kiss it out of the glass.
What a way to kick things off here for the very first home game dito sa Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gymnasium in Bangued, Abra. These two squads have been fighting tooth and nail. Itong Marikina and Imus. But at a half though, Marikina taking a 1-point lead over Imus, 39-38.
with a storm.
Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he finds the straight left hand. And there's the punching down. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hand.
This is why we use the word sensation.
Manalang gets it back. 8 seconds to work with. They go to Giab against Capulong. Nice fake by Giab. Atake ni Josh Giab! What a move from Josh Giab! Look at the move from Josh Giab. The shot fake. And lets Capulong fly by with that hang time move.
And the thing is, may nakadig pa si si Mitch Maynes.
Olegario drives right at Jego Dario. Finds a way. Oh my! Hindi ko alam paano nagawa ng paraan ni Jay Olegario yun. I could not even find him. Could not even see him. 3 players against J.R. Olegario.
Hindi mo na nga makita eh.
Kaya nga.
Plus 10 ang Pasay, 14-4. Cyrus Tabi quietly has been having a solid season.
What a pass.
And what a pass. Like you said, papunta kay AJ Coronel.
And that's with the left hand. Usually, players are good with their strong hand, no? Yung mga magagaling pumasa. And this one, though, using the left hand for that behind the back in tight space.
4-point lead para sa Abra. Taiwan. Ildefonso, oh what a move! Dave Ildefonso able to elude the defense. At ito yung magandang galaw ni Dave Ildefonso.
And that's just muscle memory para dito kay Dave Ildefonso.
Risers with a glimmer of hope. Kani. Kani for 3! Oh! Hubert Kani, I tell you, never count the Risers out, especially here on their home floor.
That's right. He rose up with those hands, challenged by Philip Manalang, still knocked it down.
Pasay looks like they're getting a win here after back-to-back losses. Oh, Adlawan could certainly dunk. He'll try for that, and he does! Slam jam for Dolan Adlawan.
Pasok na sa top 3 yun, yung dakdak na yun. Maybe the number 1 play.
They trap Pido. He goes to Himpayan. Waray finds Pingris for the hammer.
Oh boy! Me, oh my! Mark Pingris!
What a slam galing kay Mark Pingris. He went up there.
To Coach Stephen Mapera's playbook that he could have more playing time for Parañaque in the coming games.
Pido. Oh! The exclamation point to this one!
May pahabol pa!
Nawala tuloy headset ko. Nagulat ako.
That's the first time I've actually seen somebody in the panel lose their headset after a dunk.
Ibang klase naman kasi out of nowhere. And Warlo Batak.
Mina against Darang. 5 seconds to work with. Mina fires a 3. Good! Alan Mina! 10 points in the game. And a clutch basket for the Cowboys.
Boy, and what you love about this, the guys on Ilagan, the Cowboys, clutch after clutch.
They have been fouled as well there.
Yup, didn't get to land on where he's supposed to.
Yes.
Oh my.
Big time shot galing kay Allen for 2. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Bataan. Mitchell with the in and out dribble. Mitchell, what a finish! What a finish! And I thought I was watching Dr. J right there. The in and out dribble. Maynes gets deep and adjusts, contorts, and just lays it in with some English. What a spectacular move from Mitchell Maynes.
Dr. J-like, if you ask me.
at the half, our score, 39 for the Marikina Shoemasters, 38 for Imus Brotherhood. And this first half, Coach Mike featured 6 deadlocks, 7 lead changes, and pretty much we were back and forth between these two squads. And nakita natin, Coach Mike, especially in the second quarter, nagkaroon tayo a bit of a shootout, and that carried over towards the tail end. We saw Gentro Escoto nail back-to-back threes for them to take the lead just before halftime here.
Yeah, napakalaking bagay nung offensive rebounding din para dito sa Imus, because there was a point that you almost felt like Marikina was already starting to break away, pero yung mga inside incursions para dito sa Imus really kept that game real close at the half, and that's that long heave para dito kay Jetro, and making this just a 1-point game in favor of Marikina.
Look at the numbers. Actually, favored nga itong Imus because they have more rebounds, plus 12, plus 7 in assists. But these guys have chipped in really nicely for Marikina. Nem de la Cruz with 11, Jetro Escoto with 9. Samantala, JJ Caspe with 12, Reggie Boy Basibas with 8. So yung usual suspects have been producing for either squad. Rafgo, we talk about him off-air, Coach Mike, how he needs to step up. He finally does with that putback to open up the third para dito sa Marikina.
Scoring-wise, you know, yung tandem nito ni Caspe at saka ni Kint Ariar producing 18 total points for the starters, at tinulungan pa nga nito ni Reggie Boy Basibas na Emehuelo. Ang difference naman dito sa Marikina, it's only Nem de la Cruz in double digits for the starters, and no one else. And all the help that he's getting is actually from Patrick Di Mayuga off the bench with 8 points.
Marikina seemingly playing with much more energy to begin the third quarter. Rafgo getting it back, but gets blocked by Rey Acuno. Escoto able to steal that rock but can't hit the three. Again, yung mga 50-50 balls na pupunta sa Marikina.
Agree.
RR, no good. Rafgo with another board.
Oh, could have taken that shot. He was at a spot na sobrang komportable niya, yung big man area. No? And I'm just surprised that he didn't take it.
Oh man, those multiple attempts. Finally, it ends up with a bucket for RR Casajeros.
Oh, ta-timeout talaga si Imus niyan, because it's a case of missed box outs. You can't allow so many rebounds almost in one possession para dito sa Marikina.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Pag pinag-usapan mo si Nem de la Cruz, madalas scoring, pero dyan pinakita niya tayo, may assist rin tayo sa back.
6-0 run by Marikina to open up the third. Casajeros stepped up against Nueva Ecija. 11 points coming all in the second half, and he came into the game only averaging 4 points, below 30% shooting from the field. And we've known him, Coach Mike, ever since under Coach Elvis siya, na pag pinasok siya ni Coach Elvis, whether it's he starts or off the bench, he can produce points in bunches.
Oh, tsaka malaking bagay yung yung years that he spent para dito sa Marikina, na in their good years nakakalaban nila tong Nueva Ecija, kahit paano pumapalag sila. And I feel he just wanted to show leadership by example, that guys, mahirap yung kalaban pero hindi naman pwedeng basta na lang tayo titiklop. Kailangan we show extra effort offensively and defensively, which is exactly what he did.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play. On the go speaker, take your music anywhere.
Binawian naman ng fast break itong Imus pagkatapos pamigay na napakaraming offensive rebounds para dito sa Marikina kanina.
Slowly but surely, the seats have been filling in. We're expecting a full house later tonight when Abra makes their first home defense of the season. They will take on the Quezon Huskers.
Well, that was just bad fast break read para dito sa Imus. It was a 2-on-1. You had the ball. The defender was on you. Could have dropped it off to the other guy, pero decided to keep it and you fumble and you lose it.
That was a great play, meanwhile, for Imus, but hindi nga lang sila makakonvert. Finally, Kerr Bangeles able to score on the other side for the Brotherhood.
Bumawi naman kagad si Kerr sa Kerr Bangeles sa kabila. Nag-fumble ako kanina. Dito naman, i-score natin ang fast break. Again, on a leak out.
Nabasa na doon yung gustong gawin ni Nem de la Cruz. JJ Caspe with a bucket. And Imus producing a 6-0 blast of their own. This was a steal by Kit Aguiar. And immediately producing ito si JJ Caspe on the fast break. Baba sa isang lamang ng Marikina, 45-44 will return after this break. Mixer fan of the game, born for greatness. Todo suporta sa kanilang home team, ang Abra Solid North Weavers.
Ganda rin ng mga merchandise nila, yung mga jersey that they sell para dito sa mga fans ng Abra.
How about JJ Caspe going to work? 14 points already, that long 3 earlier. Samahan mo pa dyan, 4 na assists. And he's been as consistent as they come for Imus, showing us that definitely his strong start to the season has been no fluke.
Oh, and rightfully so. I mean, you talk about JJ Caspe, even from the previous season, nakakitaan mo na ng potential. But now, just the volume involvement niya sa kanilang team, on both ends of the floor, lalo na on the scoring.
And I had a brief chat with him earlier, Coach Mike, and nabanggit niya sa akin that he felt like as he scores another basket here, he felt like he was able to turn the corner last season pa lang for Mindoro, because remember, si Paul Desiderio was with them before, and then he got traded, I think, to Abra. But first, tingnan muna natin itong magandang layup na dito. Ito yung ginagawa ng Imus as soon as off a rebound of a steal, trying to push. But going back to my story about to si JJ, dun nag-start when Paul got traded, he was given an opportunity, and for him, hindi na niya nirelinquish yun, and nagtuloy-tuloy na papunta dito sa Imus, as we would like to, of course, to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And I think ang importante doon is yung quick reaction niya to the opportunity. Hindi naman sa lahat ng pagkakataon, an opportunity would present itself. And so malaking bagay yun yung pagkawala ni Paul Desiderio, kasi isa yun sa mga primary ng mga scorers nila. And so he did not just provide them more scoring, itong si JJ Caspe, even in the other parts of the game, like rebounds and assists.
Here he is catching the pass from Ong, no look to Basibas, but medyo napasobra lang yung pasa.
Masyadong maaga yung pasa dun sa spot na dapat lalandingan ni Reggie Boy Basibas. But you like that they're moving the ball around quickly in the open floor. They're not really the top teams when it comes to fast break. Matter of fact, they're 23rd with almost just 12.8 per game. But you love to see JJ Caspe and Reggie Boy Basibas out on the open floor.
All net on that 3-point shot by RR Casajeros. Marikina retakes the lead, 50-48. Another turnover by JJ Caspe. But going back to, first off, this is a 3-point shot by R. Casajeros, brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances, with JJ Caspe, Coach Mike. There are players na when they play for one team, syempre kaya niya mag-produce. Pag nilipat mo siya sa ibang team, medyo nagtitip na yung numbers. But for him, it's been the opposite. Sa Mindoro, medyo so-so yung numbers, impressive pa din. Pero pagdating niya dito sa Imus, talagang nag-blossom na siya into their go-to guy.
And I think it really just speaks of kung anong klaseng player itong si JJ Caspe. Tutulong at tutulong sa kahit papanong paraan na meron siya. And all the more that he starts contributing, be it on rebounds or assists, napapadali yung scoring sa kanya. Kasi you know, you're not really just focused on him with the ball. You have to be mindful then where he is on the floor, on the weak side of the floor. So he's always been like that.
52-50. Halfway point of the third quarter. Nem de la Cruz, though, has been making some noise here in the third quarter.
He's got 15 so far in this game, and kinakailangan niyang gawin yan if they want to snatch this win against Imus.
Saw the volume shooting from Marikina from beyond the arc, pero Imus meron ding sagot. 3 galing kay JJ. Caspi now with 19 points. And as expected, the two guys have come out and play. Nem de la Cruz and JJ Caspi.
Impressive dyan yung 8 of 15 shooting para kay JJ Caspe. And this was that fast break para dito sa Imus.
Save the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Be more game with 1xBet.
And on that part alone, makikita mo yung maturity ni JJ Caspe. He did not attack the defense. He waited for that secondary guy, his teammate, and make it a 2 versus 1 situation in their favor.
And he's one of the rare guys now, Coach Mike, na yung game has really slowed down for him. But this guy, he can produce points in bunches. Nem de la Cruz. Another 3-pointer.
Oh, wow.
Ket Aryar. Yan yung dangerous, no, sa mga triple handoffs na yan, Coach Mike.
And yung mga dribble handoffs na yan, one of my favorite actions actually in the game. You know, that fake handoff which really keeps that ball with the ball on that guy and really figuring out kung nasan ba ang depensa. Kung libre na yung area ko, then why not? I'll go and take it. Exactly what Kent Aryar did.
He is closing in on a triple-double. He has 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Galing talaga ng ano natin. Right on cue, Coach Mike.
Oo. Tsaka ano rin talaga eh. Well, another run here. JJ Caspe will try and finish this. Ooh. Muffed it.
Yeah, pretty much baby that layup. And it could cost them, but De La Cruz could not make them pay. Caspe will try to make up for it. JJ. But the Mayuga drape all over him. Kent Aryar, secondary break with a spin and a scoop. And now he gets the steal. Reminiscent of his performance against Val City. And setting up JJ Caspe for that 3.
This 1-2 combo without Mark Doligon, Kent Aryar, and JJ Caspe has once again proven to be a very dangerous duo para dito sa Imus. I mean, if these guys put their stuff together, laki ng potential. Their records could be so much better than where it is now.
9th assist already for Kent Aryar. 1 short of a triple-double. Nem de la Cruz got clipped as he went for that scoop reverse. How about this Gexer? Great move of the game. Board for greatness.
Yeah, he gave them everything right there. And Kent really just spun that side of the floor where the defense was not camped, and he just finished it.
Part of that championship team, Coach Bonitan for the Letran Knights. That was some squad. That's De La Cruz. Can't hit the free throw. Nem De La Cruz, though, has 21 points. This is the 7th time this season that he has at least 20 points in a game. Sablay nga lang, parehong free throw dun. At the post, Errol Soriano. And it's rough goal. Soriano gets it up and in.
Pero Soriano, ang ganda rin nagiging contribution nito sa Imus. There are games na actually is very significant pagdating sa not just rebound but even scoring inside the paint.
Rough goal. Tries to counter. He does. Makes that 3-point shot.
Yeah, yan yung isa sa mga bagay, Ken, na pinag-uusapan natin kanina na gusto nila makuha dito kay Ralph Go. Pero, kinakailangang i-front niya yung depensa na yun. He got sealed by Errol Soriano real good. And understanding that itong si Rafael Go, dati big man, you expect na magagawa niya yun. But this time, knocks down this 3.
He was a former Marikinas youth member.
Yes.
Si Rafgo, di ba?
Oh, alam ko ano to eh. Halos kabatch nito sila Kevin Kiambao eh. Diba?
Yeah.
Sila Carl Tamayo. And he was one of those names that really comes up. Oh, JJ from 3 on a beautiful action right there. But he missed it.
That's it short. Makuno could not convert on that putback attempt. Rafgo, rim run, sidestep. Got everything but the finish.
Gotta give it up to Josh.
Okay, step on the sideline.
Oh, busa ng space. Nagmadali rin kasi.
Yeah.
That's the danger of the 1-2 step in the corner. May chance na ganun eh. Na mapupunta ka out of bounds because of the 1-2. But if you jump stop, you're sure both your feet are in bounds.
Sarsonas. Drop pass inside.
Somebody's gotta shoot it.
Rafgo. Another free.
Oh,
yes! Raf on the go with another three-pointer.
Impressive na nga yung tres. Sinamahan pa ng step back ni Rafgo.
How about CJ Alatica? I think these two guys were former teammates.
Yeah. And CJ probably saying in his mind, you know what, Raf, nakadalawang tres ka na eh. Kailangan magpakita na rin itong teammate mo dati. Ako naman.
Yeah. I remember we covered that in another league.
And both Rafgo and itong si CJ Alatica were actually the big men of that Manila team. And ang bigat rin ng front line nun eh, no?
Si Roque naman nabiyayaan ng 2 puntos para dito sa Marikina.
Well, production has picked up for a lot of the guys here. Especially with how these guys have been shooting.
Marikina though, despite their record, is giving Imus a run for their money. Up by 1, under a minute left here in the third quarter.
High scoring quarter for both teams so far. Combined 50 points in this third quarter alone.
CJ back to Rousset, relocates for a free. Caspe with a basket off that offensive rebound plus a foul.
Sobrang lapit nun and really just staying active after getting that tip. Kuno actually lost it but he recovered it and just went in and got that shot attempt up close. Kaya ano delikado pag si JJ Caspe nakakuha ng offensive rebounds. May malaking chance ang siya rin ang tatapos.
He has enough leg strength to finish those kind of plays. Yung galing nga sa offensive rebound. Not everyone could do that, pero siya kaya niya eh.
Oo, agree. Yung tipong leg use ng gwardiya, pero yung rebounding andun pa rin sa ilalim eh. No? Good three right there.
Sarsonas from the right wing. Balikan lamang sa Marikina, 69-67.
Well, that's where they're getting a lot of their points from here para dito sa Marikina.
We've had a lot of lead changes, Coach Mike. Already 16 lead changes in this game. We're not even done here in the third quarter. JJ Caspe left it short. Alatica, wala. May foul na itatawag laban dito sa Marikina.
No, that's just unacceptable. If you're CJ Alatica, you know, ganun kalapit. Halos sigurado na dapat yun eh. This is what we were talking at the start of the coverage about, you know, paints in the point being high percentage na nga. Kailangan ma-convert mo talaga.
Played for LPU. Ito si CJ Alatica. Pero batang Maynila to eh. Ito si CJ. Imagine the nightmares of their opponents when he and Rafgo were together.
Right.
Rafgo, getting the rebound, but not enough time to put up a shot for Marikina. But Rafgo with back-to-back threes, able to buoy the Shoe Masters here. Coach Angelo Nepres coaching hard on the sidelines. As we now check out the highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL, and the Vent Your Hydration.
And both these teams responding well to the call this third quarter, scoring a combined 60 points each team, coming up with a 30 apiece. And a lot of that has to do for Imus with this man right here, JJ Caspe, making himself available and doing real good in combination with Ken Ariar. And ito namang other guys, Rafael Go knocking down a couple of triples in the third quarter. And this much of the score we have, 69-68.
All right, fourth quarter in just a bit when we return. Check out our fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Ito, camera shy sila. Ha? Dapat masanay na kayo. Ilang beses na tayo nagpunta dito sa Bangged Abra. Always a fun experience going here. Especially mga sceneries natin, Coach.
Oh yeah. Sinabi mo pa. Actually, yan yung hindi ko talaga makakalimutan. And I've seen this place for 4 times already. And each time, you know, nakukuha ka pa rin, you're still amazed by the scenery. Especially we stay downstairs, no, doon sa may side ng Ilocos Sur, Bantay, Ilocos Sur. Ganda rin ang scenics doon eh. Let alone yung pag-drive mo papaakyat dito. Oh, man.
So the quarter scoring earlier as JJ Caspe begins the fourth with another free. His fourth three-point conversion. 17 lead changes now after that make. Sa loob, Carl Peñano ties the ball game up at 71 apiece.
Literal na nagpapalitan lang ng basket tong dalawang teams na ito, eh, no?
Yeah. 9 times we're tied, 17 lead changes.
Oh, wow.
Kid Aryar able to score for Imus. Just 1 assist away from a triple-double. 15 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists for Kid Aryar. Casajeros puts up a free, knocks another one.
Boy, and a lot of shooters now from both these teams. We do expect Kent and the rest of the guys to be doing that, pero to see that from RR.
De La Cruz is free for his 23rd point. Marikina with a 3-point lead. Soriano barreling through the lane. Kick out pass, Aguiar, automatic.
Ganda na shooting ni Kent Ariar so far. He's 7 of 12 on the field. He's 2 out of 2 so far here in the fourth quarter. And he's been taking them within the range that he's very much comfortable.
Yeah. How about this guy? This is his range. 3-point distance. RR Casajeros.
Well, don't look now. He's got 15 in the game. And so 3 of the starters right now doing real good.
It's been a 3-point parade from both of these teams. Now 6 of 20 Imus after that make by JJ Caspe, who now has 30 points. 1 and done that time by Marikina.
Step close.
Caspe tried to draw the foul on De La Cruz.
Well, you knew that JJ was going to have another heat check at that moment.
Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners. Inside a goal, Kid Aryar. 19 points. He now has a double-double. 19, 11, and 10. De La Cruz, that shot blanks off the rim. Tatakbo na naman ang Imus. Jed Ong, nakabuelo. Draws contact, will get to the line for 2 shots.
Tsaka impressive kay Kent is itong fourth quarter, patuloy pa rin yung kanyang mga production. Eh, no? Ito, really good pass inside over to JP. You have to understand, closer yan to the rim, mas delikado itong si JP Belencion.
I have to correct myself. It was Belencion who made that last field goal of Imus. Of that assist from Kit Arriar. 81-79. Imus with a 2-point lead. 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 5 on the floor for Marikina. Jetro Escoto, Nem de la Cruz, Carl Peñano, Carlo Velasco, and RR Casajeros. Peñano doing his work down low for another basket.
Sipag rin talaga ni Carl Peñano sa loob. No? Kung hindi siya napapasahan, tumatrabaho siya para makakuha ng kanyang shot attempt. JP misses that.
Arriar sa loob. Napalakas lang. Tatakbo na naman ang Marikina, Nem de la Cruz with another basket.
And there's been very little defense, at least in my opinion, here in the fourth quarter. Everybody just nakikipagpalitan lang ng basket. Even that shot right there by JJ Caspe, Nem de la Cruz didn't even have his hand up.
Casajeros. Naipasa papunta yung Escoto. Tres na naman for Jetro Escoto.
Ang hindi ko maintindihan, pang dosing 3-pointer na yan ng Marikina, pero walang kumo-close out, challenge ng shot para dito sa Imus.
He was pretty much wide open and making them pay with another shot from beyond the arc. And Marikina trying to mount an upset, up by 5, 86-81. Arriar, a triple-double performance, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and for more on Kent, let's go to Sid.
Well, alam nyo ba na last memory ni Kent Arriar dito sa Benguet Abra ay nasugod siya sa ospital para itahi daw yung likod ng ulo niya. Yan yung natalo nila ng Mindoro, his former team, ang Quezon Huskers dito mismo sa ating venue. Sabi niya, familiarized ko tong court na to dahil sa clash namin ni Gab Banal noon. But aside from that, nag-effort talaga sila kahapon at kanina to familiarize everyone sa court na ito. Inamin niya na nawala daw yung gigil niya last game versus Caloocan dahil nilalagnat rin daw siya noon. So like what we're seeing now, he said, ibabalik ko yung hustle ko, yung gigil ko kahit yung mga hindi nakikita sa stats. Coach Mike.
Thanks so much for that great report, Sid. And that's the reason why he was a bit off in that game against Caloocan because nung laban nila sa Val City, it was pretty much of this na nakita natin, Coach Mike, na he was really making an impact not only on the offensive end, but on defense, the intangibles that he brought. And now, he's trying to also bring that here, although they're still down by 5 points after that basket by Reggie Boy Basibas.
At saka para gawin niya yon ng hindi masyado nagko-command ng attention at ng bola. Talagang tumatrabaho itong si Ken. And so, it's just a reward for himself, actually, if you look at it, to have those numbers. And just really the hard work paying off para dito kay Ken. And the more that you see him perform at that level and perform that way, mas maganda actually para dito sa rotation ng Imus. Magkano kapartner niya si JJ Caspe.
Caspe, you've mentioned, now has a career high of 32 points.
Wow.
Escoto can't hit the free. The rebound ends up with Imus. Caspe on the left side. Going right at Casajeros, able to maneuver in the paint and score for Imus.
Napakadali naman ng pagkakascore na yun para kay JJ Caspe. And not to say anything about how he was defended by RR, pero siguro yung skill set na lang talaga. Yung bag niya yung nagpadala sa kanya dun sa sitwasyon na yun na napakadaling makascore.
De la Cruz lost his balance. Caspe running the floor, laying it up and in for 36 big markers for the former University of Batangas Brahman.
And JJ Caspe just, making the most out of those turnovers that they forced leaking out. 2 quick fast break situations already. This one's the second one. And JJ Caspe, boy, what a game.
This is the game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet. Marikina needs this time out. Still with us here at the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gymnasium in Bangued, Abra. The first home game of the Abra Weavers this season. And this first game has certainly lived up to the billing. Nem de la Cruz, siya rin ay na-eclipse na ang kanyang season high with 29 points. That was Reggie Boy Basimas able to score with a reverse.
And scorers right now having that freedom to score a lot of points, including Nem de la Cruz, JJ Caspe, leading the charge for both their respective teams.
Escoto, bounce pass to Rafgo. Not close on that shot. 91-90 Imus. This is a very important game for them considering that Batangas City will play later. JJ Caspe continues to pile up the points. 38 for JJ. 93-90. Escoto for free off the mark. Caspe forward pass to Kit Ariar. And Ariar gets fouled from behind. Assist of the game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet.
Patuloy pagbuhos ng mga puntos para dito kay JJ Caspe. Ano? Leak outs in turnovers that they force. Tapos yung drive na yun, middle of the lane. And he just has had his will scoring in this match.
And he never stops running to si JJ Caspe.
Yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, may takbong legs na pangguardia pero yung finish sa rebound hindi pa rin nawawala.
Pasajeros, that one tracked down by Kit Ariar. Caspe takes it upon himself but blows the layup. Rafgo on the other end, it's good.
Ay, komportable si Rafael Go sa mga ganong situation.
Sa poste, Kit Ariar lost it. Turnover against Imus. (93-92). 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here. We have a challenge by the Imus Brotherhood on that last out-of-bounds play. They're up by 1, 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in the fourth. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result of this challenge.
The challenge made by Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood is unsuccessful.
It's an unsuccessful challenge for the Imus Brotherhood. Ball will go back to Marikina. This was the inside incursion by Kit Aryar, and it looked like it went off him. Wala naman nakatapik.
Yeah. Pero merong maliit na na parang tumama sa bewang ni si Velasco ba yun? Yeah, mukhang may ganun eh. Yun ang kiniklaim ng Imus eh. That's why they went on a challenge.
JT Caspe called for that foul, which is his first foul. And also the first team foul lamang para dito sa Imus. Lamang ng isa, Marikina. Chance to take the lead on this possession.
Importante dito, may makastop. Yun ang mahalaga. It's almost been easy for both teams to score. They're making the shots pero hindi diin yung depensa. Higa nga eh.
Rafco puts it on the deck.
There you go, better defense here.
Natigil nila yung cut doon. Nem de la Cruz, RR Casajeros leaning left, no good. Oh, bad pass by Koga. Bola babalik sa Marikina. De la Cruz, libre para sa tres. No good. Velasco inside for the putback.
Boy, you throw away the ball, you missed out on a defensive rebound, you allowed them to secure it and allowed them to get second chance points. Oh, JJ Caspe. He's not gonna allow this game to just slip off his team.
About this sequence by Marikina, the miss by De La Cruz, but fighting for that basketball was Carlo Velasco, who was able to score inside the paint. Caspe going for 40 points. Nails the first free throw.
Grabe yung stat line nitong tatlong to. Caspe, Kin Aryar, and Reggie Boy Basibas.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Caspe is already 39 points on a 16 of 30 shooting.
Yeah, but he missed that last free throw, so we're still tied. Rebound ends up with Belencion after that miss by Marikina. JP for the lead. That one pops out. Raf going with a rebound. 44 seconds remaining, 94 all.
I don't think they're going for a 2-4-1 here. They just want to use their clock.
Go for the best available shot. Escoto under the rest, can't hit it. Caspe with a rebound. About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
No.
Marikina is in penalty.
Oh, he's stopped on the trap area. Let's go.
10 seconds on their shot clock. Caspe. Oh! Frees himself up for a free but can't convert. 4 seconds remaining. De La Cruz. Go. Oh, and we are going into overtime.
Boy, somebody got that stop over on Rafael Go. He was so close. Kaya na niya itira yun. Ito yung depensa talagang napababa itong si Velasco. Wow.
And good job by Marikina pushing it. But yung momentarily fumble doon, no? What really cost him that last possession. And also a great job by JJ Caspe getting that block on Rafgo. And what a way to start off the homecoming here in Abra. 5 more minutes of this one, 94 all at the end of regulation. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Overtime between Marikina and Imus to begin our Saturday triple header. Marikina with the first possession. Nem de la Cruz at the controls. 29 points for Nem. He drives for his 31st point. Marikina with a 2-point lead.
Well, you're allowing guys to score this much, and somebody's got to get a good stop against the other team. Not allow them to just easily get in the paint and to challenge every shot. And alam mo naman na si Nem de la Cruz is napakarami ng ginagawa, and so I'd like to think that Imus gets a hand in there, a body to try and stop him and make it difficult for him to finish.
Baseline inbound. Reggie Boy Basibas in traffic, forcing it up.
There you go.
Di Mayuga calls in the rebound for the Shoemasters.
Good defense by Marikina that time, ending that with a defensive rebound. Now their turn to score.
Marikina doing much better, sharing the rock in the second half. 18 assists in the last 2 quarters. They only had 9 in the first half. Although you could say din na yung depensa nga, Coach Mike, no, medyo suspect for both of these teams.
Yeah. It started with the third quarter. Both teams scored roughly 30 points apiece. And we saw 60 points in that third quarter. And yung itong fourth quarter, we saw 26 and 25 points respectively from these teams.
Penalty ng Marikina, so Caspe at the line. 40 points for JJ Caspe.
Wow, and JJ Caspe really is making the most out of this opportunity for him. And really just refusing to lose. Itong si JJ, imagine if that shot of him on that right side of the floor with that 3, had that gone in, that would have been a good icing on this game para sa kanya.
Another deadlock, 96 apiece.
Backdoor.
Escoto, 9 on their shot clock. Jetro sizing up the defense of Kent Ariar. Long 3-point shot by Escoto, not even close. Mayuga, another rebound, and he draws a foul.
And the offensive rebounds in this game have just been a lot. And we've had, what, 15?
Mayuga at the line.
Marikina already has 15 offensive rebounds.
Pasok yung unang free throw ni Pat Di Mayuga. So guys inside for Marikina. Di Mayuga, Peñano, Escoto, De La Cruz, and Rafgo. 1 out of 2 at the line. This is Imus with JJ Caspe forcing himself inside. De La Cruz calling for another foul. More free throws for JJ.
Now, kung ikaw naman si JJ Caspe, you understand, you've scored almost at will in this game. But you do also have to understand that JP Belenchon as well as Kent Ariar and Reggie Boy Basivas have done their part contributing. So at that point when he was posting up, halos hindi niya tinitingnan yung weak side. Talagang he wanted to take on that, he feels maybe, one-on-one advantage against Nem de la Cruz down on the low block.
JJ Caspe, what about his performance tonight? 43 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 6 assists.
Ken Arias got a triple-double. Reggie Boy Basibas, double-double din. So, kita mo yung mga numero na talagang paborable dito sa mga players na ito ng Imus.
Marikina with a costly turnover, much to the chagrin of Coach Angelo Nebres. Belenchon now to Jed Ong. Bring the ball down against Jetro Escoto.
Post up again.
Caspe, laban kay De La Cruz. Belenchon libre para sa 3. Clanks off the rim. Dalawang Imus players nakagawa sa bola. And it costs them that rebound. Bola babalik sa Marikina. Casajeros from free. It's good!
A good movement right there for Marikina. Now you gotta go back, defend, secure the defensive rebound.
JJ backing down. Nem de la Cruz. Caspe inside, forcing it up. No foul called. Bola babalik sa Marikina. Dalawang kanilang lamang. Casajeros pushing it. Goes up strong but can't finish. Foul called on Marikina. They are over the limit.
And so Imus they're gonna go to the line on that foul. Well, almost exclusively in last 3 possessions, itong Imus has gone to the post with JJ Caspe. They got a free throw conversion, and then after that, you know, they got a missed 3 from JP Bilencion and that missed layup attempt from JJ Caspe. Ito yung foul kay Nem.
And how about this game? My goodness, 11 deadlocks, 23 lead changes. We're still not done. 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in overtime.
You want to hear more numbers that's staggering? There have been a total of 37 offensive rebounds between these two. It's 21 offensive rebounds para dito sa Imus, samantalang itong Marikina, they had 16.
I wonder if that's some sort of record.
Yeah. Curious to know that then, Ken, you know, because that very rarely do you figure in a game that near 20s yung naging offensive rebound of both teams.
Last 2 minutes of the overtime period, we're deadlocked at 100 apiece. Down low they go. Now back out. Escoto for free. Off the heel. Fight for the rebound. Napunta kay Basibas yung bola para sa Imus. Kit Aryar, binalik palabas kay JJ Caspe. Now has 45 points. Drives baseline. Another foul called. JJ Caspe about to attempt his 11 and 12 free throws of the ball game.
Right. And he's driven to that lane. Lalo na on that baseline side. He saw that opening. And he feels that nobody can stop him once he gets inside the paint. And that pretty much is where his scores have come from.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. JJ missing the first one. JJ Caspe 12 points in the first half. 33 here in the second half and overtime. Free throws have been a problem for Imus. They've only been shooting 69%.
It's grabe yung variety ng scoring ni JJ Caspe. He has 22 points from the perimeter. He has 15 points from 3 and 8 points from the free throw.
Just 4 short of the record by Jeff Viernes when he was with Sarangani at 50 points.
50
Carl Peñano though getting the basket and a bonus free throw coming up.
Well, Carl Peñano's been a workhorse as well. He's just making the most of that open spot inside, missed box out, offensive rebound. Carl sticks it and makes it.
But Peñano could not hit that free throw. Lead by Marikina is at 102-101. Caspe on the right side. This time Casajeros straight all over him. Caspe forcing it up. They can review this under the last 2 minutes. But the initial call was Imus basketball.
So sisilipin nila ulit ito kung kanino talaga yung bola. Yun yung tira ni JJ Caspe. Labanan sa rebounds.
Ooh. It looked like on that angle, parang off Kent area.
Off Kent, right. Should be an easy
Marikina Shoemasters basketball.
easy decision para dito sa ating mga officials. the thing is, itong dalawang team na to, average, we've been talking about the offensive rebounds. 16 offensive rebounds para dito sa Imus. Samantalang para dito sa Marikina, they're 14. But this is these games and numbers that they've got normally from, you know, yung mga malalaking lamangan na score. Ooh, that was tough.
That was tough because only 16 seconds on the shot clock. Dem De La Cruz though is down.
Pero mukhang tumama sa mukha eh. Tsaka yung I feel it happened right in front of us. Feeling ko nag-snap yung yung patalikod yung leeg ni Nem. Let's see that again. Went in, stuck it, agawan. Ayun. Yun yung sinasabi ko na parang nag-snap back, nag-twist eh. Hopefully it's okay.
Pero inadvertent eh. Because both were definitely going for the ball.
Oo. Inside hand ang ginamit ni who was that? It was Ong, right?
Si Jed Ong.
Si Jed Ong. Inside hand to try to stick that ball away from Nem De La Cruz, and Nem battled it. He was out of balance. You know, he was too forward. Kaya nung bumagsak siya, napa-flip ng konti yung katawan niya.
And tough break for Imus, but because it was almost an 8-second backward violation already.
That's right.
For Marikina. And Jed Ong got called for that foul. Now they're reviewing this one. If it meets the criteria for an unsportsmanlike foul, that's gonna be big. Because Imus is not yet in penalty, but kung ma-upgrade ito, 2 shots for Marikina plus they retain possession.
And they're up 1.
Yeah.
Right.
46.5 seconds remaining. Matinding bakbakan agad dito sa Abra. First game pa lang. Naimbag na rabii sa ating mga Ilocanong nanonood who's watching, especially mga fans ng Abra. I'm sure you guys are pretty much excited sa homecoming ng inyong Abra Weavers kalaban mamaya ang South Division Champions Quezon Huskers. Pero kasunod lang nito, dalawang former champions will lock horns in our second game. It's the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters taking on the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
At nararamdaman mo yung pagmamahal sa larong basketball nitong mga taga-Abra. Kasi, imagine guys, these teams that are playing, they're not even from Abra, pero naririnig mo yung cheers ng hiyawan nitong mga nanonood dito sa Abra.
There's a regular foul. Our VIPs here. Of course, Ascom, Rudy Distrito there, Moscris Conwy, Boeto Campo. Naitawid ng Marikina, nakalusot si Jetro Escoto. That basket will not count, but Imus is in penalty.
Agree, that shot should not count. That call was on the floor. And you just can't believe that Jetro had that backdoor available for him and no help on the other side as well. Umahabol si Jet tsaka si doon. Was that Kim?
Yeah. First attempt at the line for Jetro Escoto. Nonetheless, nailing that one.
Chance to make this a 3-point game.
Sabla yung pangalawa. Leaves the door open for Imus to tie the ball game up or even take the lead on this possession. JJ Caspe.
They'll get a 2-for-1 here.
46 points. Basibas hands it off to Jed Ong, who drives left. Goes up strong, no. Fight for the rebound. Basibas, pinatid kay Ariar, who can't finish. Jed Ong gets it back. Basibas, wala pa din. Ball will go to Marikina. Only 15.7 seconds remaining here in overtime.
But again, they will have to check this. But you see another situation when we talked about offensive rebound. Those were what, 2 or 3 offensive rebounds altogether. Very makeable shots, especially this one from Kent Ariar. He's done so well from that part of the floor, but that one rattled out.
How about Jetro Escoto skying high to get that defensive board finally for Marikina.
And so far, Jetro Escoto winning that battle against Jed Ong. We'll see that here once again. Ball got tapped. I don't think that was a good angle. Kasi may tumama kay Jetro, may tumama kay JJ. And this is very important, lalo for Imus. Because if this possession swings over to Marikina, this could most probably be the last shot of the quarter of the game para dito sa Marikina. And so I'm sure ang hope ng Imus is, let that possession be awarded to us.
Kung bola ng Marikina, they could really opt to milk the clock. So wala nang choice yung Imus but to go for that foul.
Yeah, go for a quick foul.
Or a quick steal, and then if you can get the basketball, quick foul. Ang inbound sa backcourt. Pero meron pa yatang timeout ang Marikina dito.
Did they call for a timeout?
Yeah, I think they're calling for... Did they call a timeout earlier? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did.
They were asking one while the review was ongoing.
Yeah.
Ngayon, binawad na sa kanila.
Right.
With 15.7 seconds remaining.
And so now, they're advancing that ball in the front court. Based on how they signaled earlier. Let's listen in.
Ito, aanak na to. 1-in-1. Corner. Pasa.
Yung defense tayo. Defense tayo. 5 out.
Ano tayo tawag to? Ano muna tayo tawag to?
Gusto nyo switch
Intercept muna tayo pag wala.
Switch lahat ha. Ball screen ha. Switch lahat ha.
Switch na. Tingnan mo na.
Parehang penalty ko.
Quick foul.
That was former pro Mike Orquillas leading the huddle para dito sa Imus Brotherhood as they will play defense. And let's see if Marikina could inbound it.
Go for the steal, then a foul quick.
Escoto having trouble. Ooh! Foul given up by Basibas.
Had his head turned against the inbounder.
Kino-contest ni Nem de la Cruz, sinila yung kanyang jersey. But Basibas will foul out.
Right.
Doesn't take away though from his monstrous performance tonight. 14 points and 17 rebounds. De la Cruz could ice it.
And 8 of those 17 are actually offensive rebounds para dito kay Reggie Boy.
First free throw is good.
The second make should ice this for Marikina. But may possession pa itong Imus. Kailangan wag kang fa-foul ng 3-point shooter.
Short.
Ooh.
Leaves the door open for Imus.
They got time.
10 seconds remaining. Caspe. Belenchon for free. No. And Marikina gets the possession with 4.7 seconds remaining.
That was a good shot though by JP Belenchon. JJ was looking for it. He had two guys on him. He had to give it up. Who was on top of the key itong si JP Belenchon. Pretty short though.
Yeah, he had a good look.
Yeah. That one's close then. Also, that will stay.
Now all Marikina has to do,
Get the ball inbounds.
yes,
Keep it safe. It's the 4.7. And if you're Imus now, I think they'll foul.
oh, wala na silang choice dito. Kailangan nila fumaul. There's really no time to go for a quick steal. Once pa inbound yan, talagang kailangan na nila fumaul. De la Cruz, quick foul by JJ Caspe.
Utak din ni JJ Caspe. Alam niya ang patak ng bola papunta kay Nem de la Cruz. So hinayaan niya pumunta dun sa spot na yon. Balak sana niyang
Hablutin.
hablutin. He got beat though. And then protected that ball real good.
And De La Cruz, 6 out of 9 from the free throw line tonight. Career high of 32 points. Ooh, short. 3.6 seconds remaining, but Imus, even if this misses, has to run the length of the floor to get off a 3-point shot. But De La Cruz essentially could ice this one.
Just make it.
Short. Forward pass. Oh, but Casajeros getting the stop. And that's gonna do it. Marikina. An upset win over the Imus Brotherhood. What a ball game. And in overtime, the Shoemasters prevail.
Boy, they had their chances. That missed free throw though by Nem. Good thinking by RR. Alam rin naman niya na ang punta ng bola niya kay JJ Caspe kasi he's their best chance to get off a decent shot.
What a gutsy win here by the Marikina Shoemasters. And coming into this game, they have been racking up their losses. But boy, it feels good for them traveling all the way to Bangued Abra and stealing this one from the Imus Brotherhood. Best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And Nem De La Cruz, career high of 32 points. And they were able to withstand that 46-point outing by JJ Caspe. This guy certainly was the scoring punch that Marikina needed in this ball game. Our final score in overtime, 104 from Marikina, 101 for Imus. Let's go to City Crespo.
Thanks, Ken, Coach Mike. Nem, congratulations. Ganda ng palitan nyo dito, no? Ang laki na contribute nila Ariar at Caspe para sa Imus. Pero ito rin ang iyong new career high performance with 32 points. Sabi mo, hindi mo alam, gusto mo lang manalo. Anong masabi mo sa performance mo ngayong araw?
Wala. Inisip ko na lang yung biyahe. Sobrang layo. Nagtulong-tulong lang kami, effort lang. Tapos, ayun, nilaro namin hanggang dulo. Gusto lang namin talaga manalo kasi sa biyahe layo.
Tama ka dyan, no? It's not easy actually to stop the scores of Imus. Pero tulad nga na sabi mo, gusto mo lang manalo para sa biyahe, maging worth it. Paano yung naging tulungan nyo hanggang overtime?
Nagtulong-tulong lang kami lahat sa mga coaches, teammates ko. Lahat ng sistema namin and sa defense namin. Ayun, yun yung nagpanalo sa amin, yung defense na namin. Team defense.
Nem, sino gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
Una-una kay Lord, syempre thank you sa panalo and sa safe na pagpunta dito sa biyahe namin. And sa mga boss namin, si Coach Consi, Elvis Tolentino, and sa mga boss namin, si Boss Angelo Nebres, sa mga sponsor namin, and sa mga fans namin, sumusuporta sa Marikina, and sa mga boss namin sa G-Channel pa, and sa mga family ko sa Bulacan. Sa girlfriend ko, si Colleen Lapus, maraming salamat sa pagsuporta kahit dito. Thank you. Love you.
Nem, gentlemen, congratulations once again. Nem De La Cruz is our best player of the game. Brought to us by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sid. First game pa lang po yan. Overtime agad. Ito, bakbakang matindi ang matutungayan nyo in our second game. Battle of former champions, Batangas City Tanduay Rom Masters going up against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Okay, maalis. Manatiling nakatulok dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.